Hello dear friends, it's Fisher here. So today I'm just sharing a healing story with you about my cat. I have a tabby cat, about 7-year old. A couple of days ago on Monday afternoon, so my wife discovered her and she wasn't eating or drinking. And then she was feeling a bit of tired, like flat, and then appearing to be a little bit lethargic. And she never had that kind of behavior before. And then we were a bit concerned. But as we know, the animals go through the process of healing. Like they just go fasting for days and then drink a bit of water, don't eat food, and then after that they recover. And so we decided, okay, well, let's just keep eye on her. And then, of course, we pray to God and then ask Bruno's help for the healing. And then yesterday morning, and then my cat, and then she was a little bit better. Like just the way you could tell, like about her eyes, like her behavior, how the way she walks, and then does she walk a little bit wobbly, or does she walk like a little bit slow, or she walk like normally. Yesterday morning, and then when I got up and checked on her, and then I felt, and then she was a little bit better than the previous day. And then during the day, she basically drank water 4 or 5 times, lots of water. Wasn't like her, because back to the normal days, and then she only drank water once. That's normally you see her once, maybe twice, and then she'll eat like some biscuits. And I've been thinking about her, and then not only looking after my cat, and then because all the animals come to our life, and especially our pets, to teach us a lesson. Whatever happens in life, teach us a lesson. And then our families, friends, our spouse, our surroundings, everything happening in life teach us a lesson. And suddenly, when I saw my tabby cat, wasn't feeling well, and I remember that was back to years ago, and I used to look after a patient, and then the patient's cat appeared to be unwell, and then she was just sitting in the laundry. And then I give a bit of attention, and that cat was almost not exactly the color like my tabby cat, and then was more like a black and white, but very similar in a way. And then I saw to myself, and I called that was on Sunday, so I made a couple of phone calls and to the animal hospitals or the vet visiting homes. And then they asked me to, you have to pay on spot. And then if we come to visiting my client's house, and then the client has to pay cash. And then I say the client has dementia, and she doesn't have any credit cards to pay the bill. And then they say, well, we can't do nothing then. And then I say to myself, I wasn't sure if I was prepared to pay the bill myself. Maybe I should in that case. And then also I was having other clients. I said, okay, well, maybe I just leap to Monday morning so I could take the cat to the RSPCA for examination. And then I finish, and then that was probably in the afternoon. And later on in the evening, and then during the handover, we do like the online, like a handover through our emails. So another nurse, she was very nice. She basically took the cat to the emergency hospital, and then they say, oh, the cat has a blockage in her bowels, and then it's late stage, they couldn't do anything. So, and then there was a story. So at that time I felt a bit sorry. I said, oh, maybe I should have done better, just take the cat to the hospital instead of waiting for Monday for RSPCA, and then maybe that will give another 5% chance for the cat to survive. Maybe if I was willing to pay another few $100 or $1,000 myself, that cat might have a little bit better time to survive. And of course, when my Tabby cat fell sick this time, and then that reminded my previous experience about my client's cat. And I fell on my knees, and then I prayed to God, and also I asked Bruno's help. And I said to God, and then God, if it is your will that I should take the cat, my Tabby cat, to the hospital, to the vet, and then whether they spend $5,000 or $10,000, I'm willing to pay. I'm prepared to pay. I know myself. Because I was born and grew up in a poor family, and then when I came to Australia, so there was many years hardship. I always a bit reluctant to spend a decent money on myself. Of course, sometimes I reluctant to spend decent money on my family either. Of course, I always spend more money on my family, friend than to myself. Maybe that's my justification. But this time, I really had a heartfelt wish, so I'm willing to pay big money as long as my cat will get better. So that was a prayer I made yesterday evening, about same time, 7:20 or 7:30 in the evening. And then after that, I went to my kitchen to make myself a cup of tea. And then at that time, when I made my prayer, and then I put my hands on my cat, and also my cat was in the box with a blanket. But when I came to the kitchen and she followed me, I said, oh, that's good. Suddenly, and my cat suddenly you have feel oh, okay, she seems to respond to my prayer very well. And then she came and asked for food as she normally does, and then she does eat very small amount of coconut, and then so I gave her a tiny little amount of coconut, and then she licked some coconut just to get a flavor out of it. And after that, and then she went away and sleep. And this morning, so when I got up and I saw my Tabby cat, and then she, in her eyes, I could see she has a more alertness, and a better spirit. And then, but she still wasn't eating, and then only drank water in the morning, and then in the afternoon. And I was thinking already, ask Bruno for help and pray to God. Should I leave it to Bruno and God, which I probably should, or should I take my cat to the vet for medical intervention? I mean, at least I did whatever I could. So I talked to my wife, and then she felt, and my cat, our cat, doesn't need medical attention now. And then I said to her, yes, and Nunu is the name of our cat. She does appear to be better than the previous couple of days. And then maybe we'll leave a little bit longer and see how she goes in the afternoon and in the evening. So about half an hour ago, and then she woke up, and then she took a little bit more coconut from me, and that's how the way she always asks, come to the kitchen, wait for you to give her some TLC and to feed her. And then after that, and I took her to the water bowl and she drank some water. And then I put the bickies bowls in front of her, and then she did eat a few bickies. And then I felt so happy, because that's a sign of healing, and that's a sign of getting well. And then because she started to eat, of course, as she has been fasting for the last few days, and she should not eat too much to begin with after she breaks her fast. This all prompting for me to reflect my life, and then now I really deeply appreciate that my cat, and of course whatever the people comes in my life, they're always here to teach me a lesson. My cat here is teaching me a lesson how to love, because I spent lots of time with my cat for the last 3 days, from Monday morning. Lots of time spent with her, give her a petting, sing a song for her, pray for her, do Einstellen and send her good thoughts, give her good energy. So just to get her well. And when she started to eat, I was so happy, very, very happy. And then I thank God and for His grace, and also I thank Bruno for his help. And this is a great experience for me. So at time I have to confess, maybe there was a few seconds I do get worried a bit, but very quickly, and I hand it over to God and Bruno. And I have faith in God, so if it's God's will, and my cat will get well, and everything is in His hand, and I will submit myself to His divine guidance totally. Okay, thank you, dear friends. So wish this little story will bring you a little joy in some ways, and God bless.